Have you ever noticed subtle changes in your body as you age and wondered whether they're just a normal part of growing older or something more? It's not just your imagination. These changes are clear signs that your body is adapting over time. And while some of them are easy to ignore, others can have a big impact on your health and well-being. So, why is it important to pay attention to these signs? In this video, we'll be uncovering 4 telltale signs of aging in older men that you might not even know about. Signs that go beyond just the obvious gray hair or wrinkles. From a unique smell that often accompanies aging, to muscle loss in your calves, to a growing belly that won't budge, you'll learn exactly what's happening inside your body and what you can do about it. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to combat these changes, how to boost your vitality, and most importantly, how to feel like the best version of yourself as you age. These insights will not only help you navigate your body's transformations with more confidence, but also arm you with practical tips to maintain your health and strength well into your golden years. So, stick around. By the time we finish, you'll have a deeper understanding of how your body changes with age and what you can do to manage these changes effectively. If you're ready to take control of your aging process and learn strategies for better health and longevity, this is a video you don't want to miss. Let's dive in. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Number 1. The unmistakable smell of aging. There's something profoundly personal, almost intimate, about the way we age. It's not just the lines that form on our faces or the silver streaks in our hair. It's the subtle, invisible changes that happen deep within us. One of the more noticeable shifts that come with aging is a certain scent that's hard to ignore. If you've ever spent time in a senior living facility, visited a loved one in their later years, or even had a quiet moment with an aging family member, you've likely noticed it. It's not a smell of poor hygiene or outdated cologne, and it's not necessarily easy to describe at first. But once you catch a whiff, it lingers in the air like an unspoken truth. This scent is an unspoken marker of age itself, an odor that comes from deep within our very cells. As men grow older, their skin undergoes profound biochemical changes. It's almost as if the body itself begins to rewrite its script. These changes are invisible to the naked eye but carry an undeniable presence. At the heart of it lies a compound known as nominal, a substance produced when fatty acids in the skin break down due to the oxidative stress of time. It's a scent that some may hardly notice, but for others, it becomes an ever-present reminder of the passage of time. Descriptions of this odor often evoke images of old books, worn wood, or even the mustiness of a long-forgotten attic. It has a slightly grassy, waxy, or even stale aroma, unique and unmistakable. Here's the challenge. Unlike the usual body odors we encounter, those that stem from the breakdown of sweat and oils by bacteria, nominal doesn't wash away easily. It's not just some fleeting smell you can scrub off with a quick shower or freshen up with a dab of cologne. No, this scent clings. It binds itself to fabrics, lingers on the skin, and resists being washed away with the conventional soaps we rely on. Imagine how frustrating it must feel to take a shower and scrub down, only to still catch a whiff of that scent in the air afterward. It's a constant reminder that your body has changed in ways you can't quite control. For some, like Richard, a 74-year-old retired engineer, this shift in scent became a point of confusion and even embarrassment. Richard had always been meticulous about his appearance, about cleanliness. He loved his cologne and took care in picking out fresh, clean shirts. But over time, he began to notice that his shirts seemed to hold on to a particular scent, even after washing. His granddaughter, ever the perceptive child, once said to him, "Grandpa, you smell like books and wood." At first, Richard thought it was his laundry detergent or maybe even his cologne. He tried switching products, but nothing seemed to make a difference. Slowly, the realization dawned on him. His skin itself had developed a new scent, one that couldn't be masked or hidden away. It wasn't just him, either. This is something that happens to nearly every man as he enters his 70s when naninal's presence becomes all the more obvious. It's a phenomenon that has been studied extensively. Research shows that after the age of 40, the body starts producing small amounts of nominal, but it becomes much more noticeable as men grow older, especially by the time they reach their 70s. It's not a fault or something to be ashamed of. It's a natural part of the aging process, a unique signature of the years that have passed. But here's the silver lining in all of this. While we can't stop our bodies from producing noninal, there are ways to manage its effects. A simple yet effective solution lies in using certain soaps that are designed to break down and neutralize excess oils and oxidative stress. These soaps are more effective at managing the buildup of nominal than the typical body washes we use daily. In addition to these antioxidant-rich foods, think green tea, citrus fruits, and leafy greens, can help combat oxidative stress and slow down the production of this compound. A healthy diet is like a balm for the aging process, soothing both body and soul. And, of course, there's always the fabrics we wear. Because noninal clings to them so stubbornly, washing clothes with a bit of baking soda or using specialized odor-neutralizing sprays designed specifically for aging skin can make a world of difference. These simple steps can offer relief, not just physically but emotionally, as they restore a sense of control over something that, at first, seems uncontrollable. So, the next time you catch a whiff of that scent on yourself or a loved one, don't be alarmed. It's not something to feel self-conscious about. It's a natural, inevitable part of the beautiful journey of aging. The truth is, it's not your imagination, and it's certainly not a result of poor hygiene. It's a deep, cellular transformation, and it's something that every older man experiences to some degree. Embrace it with grace, because it's part of the wisdom that comes with age, a reminder that time, though fleeting, leaves its mark on all of us, in more ways than one. Number 2. A bigger belly that won't budge. As we age, it seems like our bodies have a mind of their own, especially when it comes to that stubborn belly fat. It's one of the most unavoidable and often frustrating signs of aging for men. The thing is, it's not just about eating that extra slice of pizza or neglecting your workouts. It's much deeper than that. As men grow older, their metabolism naturally begins to slow down, and with it, the inevitable shift in how their body stores fat. Sadly, this process doesn't come with a manual or warning signs. It just happens, almost as if your body starts to quietly rebel against you. What's truly maddening is that you could be eating exactly as you did in your 40s or 50s, but suddenly, that waistband keeps creeping up no matter how hard you try to fight it. And it's not your fault. Testosterone levels dip over time, which robs your body of its ability to maintain muscle mass. Muscle, as we all know, is your best friend when it comes to burning fat, so without it, your metabolism starts to slow to a crawl. You're left with a frustrating reality. Extra calories get stored as belly fat faster than you can blink. For men in their later years, it becomes a cruel irony. Your body doesn't just hold on to weight, it picks the worst places to store it. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. But the impact isn't just about how you look in the mirror. It's about how it feels day in and day out. Maybe you found that your favorite shirt is starting to feel too tight around the middle, or simple tasks, like bending over to tie your shoes or climbing a flight of stairs, leave you winded and uncomfortable. Frank, a 76-year-old man who was once lean and athletic, never imagined he'd be struggling with his belly. He had always been able to eat what he wanted, and his body seemed to stay the same. But suddenly, without any major changes to his diet, his belly began to expand, while his limbs became noticeably thinner. At first, he blamed it on aging, on just getting older, but what he didn't realize was that his body was undergoing a subtle, yet profound transformation. The fat he had stored in other parts of his body seemed to find its new home in his abdomen, while muscle mass in his arms and legs began to dwindle. And the effects go beyond aesthetics. The health risks associated with belly fat are a wake-up call for anyone who's ignored the warning signs. Studies have shown that excess abdominal fat in older men increases the risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even cognitive decline. Unlike fat stored elsewhere, belly fat is particularly harmful because it's more metabolically active. It releases harmful inflammatory chemicals that can wreak havoc on everything from your blood pressure to your brain health. For men in their 70s and 80s, this leads to debilitating consequences, including chronic fatigue, joint pain, and even sleep disturbances, things that nobody should have to endure as they grow older. So, what can you do about it? It might feel like the battle is lost, but don't give up hope just yet. The truth is, you can fight back, and it starts with strength. Resistance training is one of the most effective ways to prevent muscle loss and keep your metabolism working in your favor. Even a few sessions a week can make a world of difference. Another powerful tool is protein. Prioritizing it in your diet helps preserve lean muscle while keeping you fuller for longer, making it easier to manage your weight. Finally, cutting back on processed carbs and added sugars can help stabilize insulin levels and prevent further fat accumulation. Yes, gaining a bit of belly fat is a natural part of aging, but letting it go unchecked can seriously impact your quality of life, and nobody wants that. Take control of your health now, and don't let time rob you of your vitality. Number 3. The mystery of growing ears. As we age, there are so many changes in our bodies that we can't always anticipate, some of them small, others more noticeable. But one thing that many people fail to notice, or perhaps don't want to acknowledge, is that your ears are growing. Yes, that's right. As if time wasn't already relentless enough, your ears continue to get bigger as you age. You might not realize it immediately because, unlike muscles that shrink or fat that shifts, our ears don't give us an obvious sign, like a change in shape or size, that they're growing. But trust me, they are. And no, it's not just a figment of your imagination. This phenomenon happens because of the cartilage that makes up your outer ear. Cartilage is a unique tissue that doesn't stop growing, unlike the rest of the body. As you age, it continues its slow but steady expansion throughout your life, gradually changing the shape and size of your ears. And if that wasn't enough, gravity has a part to play as well, pulling those ears downward over the years, stretching them out even more. The result? Your ears start to appear much larger, not necessarily dramatically from one year to the next, but certainly over the decades. I've noticed this in myself, and I'm sure others have too. It's hard to ignore that subtle but unmistakable shift. If you've ever had the uncomfortable experience of glancing at a photo from years ago and thinking, "Wow, my ears didn't look that big back then," you are not imagining things. Studies confirm that ears grow by about 0.8 inches every decade. So, by the time you reach your 70s or 80s, your ears might be unrecognizably larger than they were when you were younger. The process is slow and gradual, but the change is real, and you can't help but notice it as time goes on. Take George, for example, a 78-year-old retired teacher who had always had ears that were perfectly proportionate to his face. One day, after casually flipping through an old wedding photo, he was taken aback by the transformation. His ears were not only bigger, they had become longer and saggy, something he hadn't expected at all. To his surprise, his earlobes, once round and full, had thinned out and elongated, making his ears seem even larger. George wasn't alone in his reaction. Many men of his age, especially those who've never paid much attention to this, have had similar realizations. They laugh it off, but deep down, it can feel like another reminder of how much things have changed as they grow older. This growing ear phenomenon is something almost every older man goes through, but it's one of those things no one seems to talk about. Unlike other body parts, like muscles or skin, cartilage just keeps growing. The skin around it loses its firmness and elasticity, so it can no longer support the cartilage as it once did, allowing it to stretch and elongate. While this change isn't a medical concern, for many, it can affect how they feel about their appearance. And it's understandable. Aging already comes with its challenges, And this unexpected transformation can make anyone feel a little self-conscious, even if it's not something we discuss openly. But what can you do about it? Well, as much as we wish we could stop the hands of time, it's impossible to halt cartilage growth altogether. However, there are steps we can take to slow the inevitable stretching process. Keeping your skin as healthy as possible will help, and that includes staying hydrated, eating foods that boost collagen, think bone broth, citrus fruits, and leafy greens, and protecting your skin from excessive sun exposure, which can age it prematurely. For those who feel particularly self-conscious about thinning earlobes or the appearance of wrinkles, applying rich moisturizers and products with vitamin E can help maintain elasticity and texture, giving your ears a more youthful look over time. At the end of the day, growing ears are just another part of the beautiful and, at times, humorous journey of aging. Just like those laugh lines, graying hair, or creaky knees, they are a reminder that we've lived a life full of experiences, wisdom, and, yes, even a few surprises along the way. It's not a sign of poor health. It's just nature's way of ensuring that, even as our bodies change, we still get to hear and experience the world around us. Growing ears may seem odd, but in a way, they are a badge of honor, a marker of life's inevitable progress. So, embrace it. Number 4. The disappearing calves. As time goes on and we age, the inevitable changes that come with it often show up in ways that can be difficult to accept. One of the most noticeable yet subtle signs of aging, especially for men, is the transformation of the legs, specifically the calves. If you've ever caught a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and noticed that your once powerful, muscular calves aren't quite what they used to be, you're not alone. It's a reality many face, but it's not just a cosmetic concern. It's a sign that something deeper is happening within the body. The calves, those once sturdy pillars that carried us through the most demanding days, start to shrink, and it's not merely due to weight loss. This phenomenon, known as muscle atrophy, is a natural part of aging where muscle mass gradually declines over time. There's no need to feel discouraged, though, as this decline doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual shift, and understanding why this happens is the first step in taking control of the situation. One of the primary causes is the decrease in testosterone and growth hormone levels, which naturally happens as we age. These essential hormones are responsible for muscle development and repair, and when they diminish, our muscles start to wither away faster than we can rebuild them. In addition, many older men, perhaps unknowingly, become less physically active as the years go by. You may still walk every day, and that's great, but if you've stopped running, jumping, or lifting heavy weights, the muscles in your calves are no longer being activated as much as they once were. Finally, the changes in the circulatory system that accompany aging also play a part in reducing blood flow to the legs and, in turn, further contributing to muscle loss. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Take Robert, for instance, a 75-year-old man who spent decades on his feet for work. His calves were strong, defined, and a source of pride. But as he approached his late 60s, he began to notice a subtle but concerning change. His calves weren't as thick, and they felt weaker. Tasks that were once easy, climbing stairs or even standing up from a chair without needing to use his hands, started to feel more challenging. He attributed it to aging, dismissing it as a normal part of getting older. But in reality, his muscles were shrinking because of a combination of inactivity and hormonal shifts. The truth is, these changes are not always just a matter of age. They're often a result of what we do, or don't do, with our bodies over time. It's essential to realize that losing muscle in the calves isn't merely about how you look. It has very real and practical consequences. Weak calves can interfere with your balance, increase the likelihood of falling, and even slow your walking speed. Imagine not being able to move as swiftly, not being able to take a brisk walk through the park, or getting up with ease when you need to. Studies have shown that men who experience a decrease in calf muscle mass are at a greater risk of mobility issues later in life. And as we all know, mobility is one of the most critical factors in maintaining independence as we age. Without it, Simple everyday tasks, grocery shopping, playing with your grandchildren, or even just moving about your own home, can become more difficult. But here's the good news. It's never too late to take action. The loss of muscle is something that can be slowed down and even partially reversed if you take the right steps. It's not about drastic, overwhelming changes. Small, consistent actions can make a world of difference. Exercises like calf raises, using resistance bands, and walking briskly on an incline can help rebuild muscle fibers and improve circulation in the legs. Remember, it's not all about exercise either. Diet plays a huge role in muscle maintenance. Eating enough protein, whether from lean meats, eggs, or plant-based sources, helps support muscle repair and recovery. So, if you've noticed that your calves aren't as muscular as they once were, or if they feel weaker, don't simply brush it off. This isn't just a sign of getting older. It's a sign that your body needs a little extra attention. The effort you put in today will pay off in your ability to stay strong, mobile, and independent in the future. As we move forward, I want you to reflect on the broader message here. These subtle signs of aging, like thinning calves, are often signals from your body saying, "Take care of me." And when you do, you not only maintain physical strength, you also nurture your emotional and mental well-being. Aging isn't something to fear, it's an opportunity to cherish. Every change, every wrinkle, every shift in your body is a testament to the life you've lived. So instead of letting aging become a source of fear or regret, take action now. You have the power to control your health and maintain your vitality for years to come. In closing, aging is a journey. Embrace it. Take those small steps today, whether it's focusing on strengthening your calves, adjusting your routine, or simply being kinder to yourself. These little efforts are not just about looking younger, but about living the life you want with energy, independence, and joy. And that's something worth fighting for. As we wrap up today's video, I hope you've learned something valuable about the changes that come with aging, specifically when it comes to your calves and overall muscle health. It's so important to recognize these signs early and take proactive steps to maintain your strength, mobility, and independence as you age. Whether it's incorporating simple exercises, adjusting your diet, or just being mindful of your body's needs, there are always things we can do to keep ourselves feeling strong and vibrant. So, what has stood out to you today? What's one thing you've learned that you're going to start practicing in your life? I'd love to hear from you. Please leave your comment below this video and let me know how you plan to take action. If you liked this video, don't forget to leave your comment, give us a thumbs up, and share it with someone who might benefit from these insights. And, of course, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Together, we can continue to learn, grow, and live our best lives, no matter our age. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.